good evening today, Alexander, here at Coination. You are here with your project, SolarFarm. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the team, the background, and how you came up with the idea?
Okay, cool. So hi guys, I'm Alexander from.
You got
Sorry,
an
I can
echo
hear
at
it.
the moment.
One second, turn the mic in maybe. Is there an echo right now? No. Okay, should be good. So yeah, hi guys. I'm Alexander. I'm the owner of SolarFarm. A little bit about myself. So my academic background is in mathematics. Professionally, I work as an investment banker at a large investment bank. And I've been in crypto for about 2 years. I've worked on very tokenomically heavy projects like own forks and farming as a service protocol. So I have a pretty good understanding of how blockchain technology works and how the space works as a whole. When it comes to starting up this project, I was really interested in this miner concept because, unlike a normal token, which requires liquidity and an active liquidity pair, miners create an ecosystem where liquidity is not required. So, from a mathematical perspective, this concept really intrigued me, which is why I started off SolarFarm. And a little bit on the other team members. So we have Zips, who's our developer. He's a very well-known developer in the ecosystem. He was a developer for DogeX, which went to sort of 8-figure market cap, 60, 70 million market cap. He's also worked on other products that have gone to 8-figure market caps. He works really, really quickly. His background is from computer science, and he's been a full-stack developer for many, many years. So yeah, that's Zips. And we also have a marketer, Moneyfest. Moneyfest has a background in marketing and advertising from an academic perspective, and he has marketed immensely. You can see how strong our marketing is on SolarFarm. If you guys follow football at all, there's a famous footballer called Mauro Icardi. He plays with Lionel Messi, and his wife, who has about 14 million followers on Instagram, is actually an advocate for SolarFarm. So we have a lot of large connections and strong marketing thanks to Moneyfest. And our final core member is DeFi Gorilla. He was the development manager, business development manager for very large companies like SpaceX, Pepsi, and Coca-Cola. He holds dual nationality, triple nationality, I believe, UK, the United States, and Russia. And he is an active part of SolarFarm, and he's been in the crypto space for about 6-7 years. Building up a lot of key networks with products across various different blockchain networks. So yeah, that's a little bit on our team and our backgrounds.
And how did you came up with the idea?
So yeah, essentially, I was intrigued by the concept of miners because you know how when normal tokens require liquidity, miners don't. So I wanted to take this concept and develop it further, which is why we sort of looked to fork baked beans and then to improve on it, which is how we came up with SolarFarm V1 initially and now SolarFarm V2.
Okay, sounds good. So why don't I think most of our listeners will already know it, but why don't you explain a little bit or explain what you are doing? What's your project about?
Okay, so SolarFarmMiner is a miner. Our V1 is was based on baked beans miner. How it works is like such. You take your BNB and you go on our app.solarfarm.finance and you deposit your BNB to receive solar panels. Now, with these solar panels, you have two options. You can either you get power with these solar panels, and with these power, you have two options. Sorry, you can either compound your power to get more solar panels to make you more power, so increasing your passive income, or you can sell your power and you can get back BNB. So that's how a miner works. You deposit BNB, you get solar panels. Solar panels passively generate power. You can either compound the power to get more solar panels, or you can sell the power to get your BNB back. So that's how a miner works. Essentially, that was our V1 miner, but we've made a lot of changes to our V2 miner. So yeah, we can run through the changes in a moment, but yeah, that's how the miner works from a top-down perspective. Hello? Hello?
Guess he's kind of shy at the moment.
No, actually, I was just putting something in the wallet. Since some echo, let me try noise suppression. Okay, enabled. Hope everyone is hearing me well. Can you tell us a few things more about facts about abuse, dump, spam? I noticed that in the wallet.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, if you guys are familiar with baked beans or other miners, they were all dying out, and there was a lot of problems with miners as a whole, right? So one was inflation, two was whales having too much power over the protocol, and we wanted to fix this. So this is some of the feedback we received from our community, and using our community's feedback, our developer Zips went away and he built some suggestions as to what we can do to improve the protocol, and we used that to build V2. Now, V2 miner is the best miner out there. So we're the best miner out there, and this is why. So we have made a lot of changes from V1 to V2. So let's start with the first big change, which is introducing the concept of fresh value. Now, fresh value essentially measures a person's net deposit and their net withdrawal, right? So if you deposit 5 BNB and you sell 15 BNB, the system will know that. So it keeps track of that using this metric called fresh value. This isn't something you can do on a token. You can't really, calculate how much someone's put in and taken out and punish them or reward them accordingly, right? And it's not something other miners have done. So this is the first protocol to use this concept to its fullest. So using fresh value, the first thing we need to look at is called base abuse. Base abuse essentially, so with fresh value, let's say I invest 5 BNB, my fresh value is 5, and my allowance is 5 times my fresh value. So if I put in 5 BNB, my allowance is 25 BNB. If I put in 10 BNB, my allowance is 50 BNB. Up until that allowance, you don't face any taxes. So let's say I put in 10 BNB and I take out 50 BNB, I don't face any taxes, right? But after that 50 BNB, I face a 50% tax. Now this tax stays in the TVL, so it doesn't go to us, it just stays in the TVL for the community. And the reason for this is that it means that no one person can take too much profits out of the TVL, which is what a lot of miners have been doing. So in baked beans and stuff, you've seen people put in 1 BNB and they take out like 400 or something just because they got in early, right? That's not really the case with SolarFarm because we want to make a protocol that gives fair profits to everyone. So investors of all sizes can coexist in the same system. That's the purpose there. So that's base abuse. So you get your fresh value, you get 5 times your fresh value as your allowance. And after that allowance is used up in terms of profit taking, you then get taxed 50%. The next one is anti-dump. Now, another problem with miners is that, they're really volatile. TVL can go down super, super quick if someone takes a huge amount of profit. Well, we want our TVL to be stable so investors feel safe. We want our inflation to be controlled, and we want a steadily rising TVL increase. So we have anti-dump. Now, anti-dump is if someone sells an amount equal to or greater than their fresh value in one transaction, they get a 50% tax and a 25% panel reduction penalty. Essentially, this is to stop, let's say a whale put in 75 BNB. They have a high allowance already, right? So their allowance would be 375, so that's great. However, if they sell 75 BNB in one go, 76 BNB in one go, it's really damaging to the protocol, right? So this is in place so that no one person can take a large amount of TVL out in one go, essentially creating a little bit more stability. So that's anti-dump. We also have something called anti-outsider. And essentially, this is a feedback we receive in our community where a lot of YouTubers and influencers, great, they get a lot of referrals. However, they're not investors themselves. So they're not taking on any risk there. However, they take a large amount out of the TVL. We have now made it so if you're a successful referrer, you can maximize your profit by investing and being a referrer. Those are the people who will maximize their returns from a protocol. And that's because if you're a referrer, your fresh value is set to 0 until you invest, and then you get access to all of your referrals. So that's how the anti-outsider works. So that's part of our sort of fairness system to essentially make sure that, selling is controlled. We also have one other feature, which is anti-spam. So before I go into that, let me introduce our compounding principle. So recall earlier when I said when you get your power from your panels, you can compound it to get more panels, increasing your passive income. That's called compounding, right? And you can compound in our protocol once every 90 minutes. Now, we want to reward people who are loyal to the protocol and continue to compound. How do we do this? Well, every 3 compounds, you get an extra 1.5% bonus. So every 3 compound, you move up 1 tier. We have a maximum of 10 tiers. Every single tier, you get an extra 1.5% bonus. So if I compound 3 times, I'm on tier 1. If I compound another 3 times again, I'm on tier 2, and so on and so forth. If I'm on tier 1, I get 1.5% bonus, all the way until tier 10, where I get 15% bonus, and that's 30 compounds. If you sell, your compounding counter is reset to 0. So again, if you're a smaller investor and you actually continue compounding, you can have a sizable amount of value in the protocol. The same can't be said for tokens. And that's another advantage with miners, You can actually become, even if you're a smaller investor, you can actually, or a medium-sized investor, you can become a whale just by showing loyalty to the protocol. And it rewards you. That's what our compound system is. Now, to reduce sell pressure, you can only sell once. If you sell, you have to compound 15 times to go back to being able to sell again. If you sell without that, you'll get hit with anti-spam, where you will get a 75% tax and 25% panel reduction penalty. This is just to ensure that, again, we're punishing those high-frequency sellers because, again, we want people to take profits responsibly, so everyone has an equal, fair share of profits. That's the compounding system. That's some of the mechanics we have in place. Number 3, and this is a big problem in every crypto project, is inflation. Even in projects like you've seen with Luna, you've seen it with all sorts of products in BSC. How do you control inflation? Huge problem with OM, rebate tokens. So with other miners as well, inflation was a huge problem. The system we developed is the first of its kind. If you buy, the panel's value actually deflates. So we're the first miner to do that. So buying is inherently deflationary. Compounding is 10% less inflationary than V1. Selling is 50% less inflationary than V1. Because we're punishing selling directly, we do not need to inflate as much to punish sellers. So through this, we can actually control inflation to ensure that investors again feel safe. It's not like baked beans where you had the value was like 2,000 beans per miner, and now it's like in the trillions of beans per miner. It's not like that. So inflation is controlled, and that's a really big advantage we have over other protocols. So yeah, that's all the overview on what V2 is and how our protocol works.
Okay, question. Hypothetical situation. Let's say I put in 1 BNB, then my allowance is 5 BNB, right? Next month I put another 1 BNB. My allowance should be 10. And then next month I put in or buy 1 BNB. My allowance should be 15. Do I understand this correctly?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, but let's say that you put in 1 BNB and you, let's say you put in 1 BNB and you sell 1 BNB and then you put 1 BNB back, your allowance is still 5. Do you see what I mean? So you put in 1 BNB, you take out 1 BNB. Your net deposit is 0. And then you put 1 BNB back again, Your allowance is 5. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, V1 is still active. Perhaps a few words about that.
Yeah, so V1 is still active. So what we're building right now is we're building a whole metaverse. If you want, I will send a video through. And this video, should I DM it to you, or is it possible I can type in the chat?
El Crypto, is it possible? Or should he send it?
I can DM you the video. So I just sent video through. That video is a metaverse that we're building. And in this metaverse, we're going to have a metaverse casino. Some of the profits from the casino is going to go to V1. So V1 is still supported, and we still continue to support it and develop for it, and that's through the metaverse. So percentage of the metaverse's profits will go straight to V1.
So just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm asking that about V1 because basically until this moment, they are, I don't know, in 50% losses or something like that.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
No, I was asking about V1, still active and such, because there, I must frankly say, I'm in losses.
Yeah, V1 is still being supported. It's being supported when the metaverse casino is released. The casino volume goes up, and the profits will go back into V1. So we've created an ecosystem where V2 is growing, the metaverse is growing, and V1 will grow with it, because just the volume from the casino means more profits for the casino, which means more TVL added to V1 without actually needing more investors for V1. That's the critical part.
I noticed much YouTubers around and such. Are they involved really, or they are just promoting the solar panel?
A lot of YouTubers are actually invested as well. So they are a core part of the project. We have a whole network of influencers that we've built up. So if you type in solar farm into YouTube, we're probably the only product you'll see for SolarFarmMiner. You probably see our product for 4 or 5 pages, one after the other, just full of YouTube videos about our project. All these guys, they are either investors or they're partnered up with us. So yeah.
Any other questions, Dion?
I don't know, staying on Pancake or going around, or some exchanges, perhaps also some they're not just DEX, but TEX and such.
Sorry, do you mean like, are we going to get listed on any exchanges? I couldn't quite follow that.
Yep.
There's no plans to get listed on any central exchanges at the moment. But perhaps once we have more liquidity to the token, we can reconsider that. But no central exchange listings plans for now.
Well, then my guess is 223, 224 is best wait time to wait for.
Well, the miner is not a token. The miner is not a token, right? So we do have the Solar Farm token. That's a primary casino exchange mechanism, but SolarFarmMiner is based on just the contract itself. So it's not an explicit token that you can list on an exchange.
So to make it clear, there are no actual miners. It's just about the contract. Miner.
Yes. It's just the
like
contract. Miner is just the contract was.
Okay, so it's more of the a good marketing name, like so. and SolarMiner.
Yeah, actually, it was initially coined by, I think Baked Beans initially set the meta for miners, so that's why they called it the Baked Beans miner. And then once that sort of evolved as a meta name, then all projects that use this contract concept are usually referred to as miners. So it's not an actual miner, like you're not, normally a miner is something where you're using graphical computational power in the form of graphics cards to solve mathematical puzzles, to verify blockchain transactions to get your Bitcoin Ethereum rewards. This isn't the case here. It's called a miner purely because the initial project that came up with the concept called it and referred to it as a miner. Our protocol is purely a contract where you put in BNB, you get this medium called solar panels, which generates you another medium called power, which you can either compound or get your BNB back from.
Okay, now I got it. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. That's another question. You said you're gonna be buy and sell tax-free until you are done with the output. You put in 1 BNB and you can take 5, like you said.
So just to confirm, just to confirm, it's not tax-free, as in there's still a 10% tax that goes towards mainly for marketing and development fees. However, it's no punishment. So until the allowance is complete, there is no added 50% base abuse tax as a form of punishment.
Okay, and the buy and sell tax of the maintenance fee of 6%, is this just applied for the V1 or also for the V2?
It's been increased to 10% for both V1 and V2.
Okay, because I was seeing on the website was written 6%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe that's outdated, so our developer will update that.
Okay, and what's the best strategy in your opinion?
I would say the best strategy, especially when it comes to miners, is to evaluate how well you think a miner can do. For example, if you're invested in a token, so let's say you invest in a normal token at $1 million market cap. Now you think that this token has the potential to go to $20 million market cap, maybe based on its marketing team, its utility, or how good the dev team is. You would hold that until it reaches near your target, right? Or you'd have a sort of conservative DCA approach. Now it's a similar concept with a miner. So how I would apply it is to compound until you think our BNB peak has been reached. For example, there are other miners products out there with sort of 10 to 50,000 BNB volume TVL in their contracts, and they don't have the V2 utilities that we do. They don't have the launchpad that's coming out. They don't have a metaverse that's in development. So we believe that once these products are released, especially with how strong our marketing team is, we can actually reach these targets. So what we're advocating for is more so to compound until you think our potential of TVL is reached, and then take profits there. That's probably the best strategy, because you also make use of the 15% compound bonus once you've compounded 30 times.
Okay, and the 10%, is this also applied when I compound?
No, not when you compound.
It's just for buying and selling?
Yeah.
Okay, and the dump protection and the other features you applied on V2, are they also working for V1, or will V1 stay like it is at the moment?
So we can't implement it on V1 because the V1 contract is immutable. So you can't change that contract at all because it's already verified on the blockchain. So it's just for V2.
So I guess the plan is to recompensate the losses from V1 in some way through the casino when this comes out in the metaverse. From what I
I wouldn't really call it recompensate. I would more so think that V1 would actually grow significantly with the metaverse, because let's say that the casino, so the way the casino works is usually, if you have a casino, let's say it has a 5% house edge, and you get $1 million of volume in a casino, that's $50,000, and in this case, that 20%, so $10,000 goes into V1, right? And that is a significant amount of TV at this stage. That's about 50 BNB, and now $1 million volume for a casino is not a lot, especially in this space, in the metaverse casino. With a good marketing team, you can get sort of 8-figure to 9-figure volumes in casinos expected. So actually, V1 should increase to a much higher TVL than it ever did at its peak when the casinos released. So that's why we're continuing to support it, and yeah.
So you think V1 will actually reach new heights once the casino is out or open?
Yes. Yeah, that's our current plan, based on our current evaluation in terms of how much volume we can generate. Yeah.
But isn't there the possibility of people dumping it again?
So the thing is, it's externally supported. So that the actual increase in V1 is externally supported through casino volume, and also you mentioned people selling again. There'll also be people who are likely to start buying up into V1 as the casino release is looming, and as the casino starts growing, those who really understand the profit that can be made from V1 will start buying in as well. So, both sides of the argument can be made.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps about a few words about casino itself. Globally, will it be accessible and such things? Will it be KYC? Will it be which tokens it will be accessed, or with USDT or BNB or something?
So I'm actually already KYC'd with Sapphire Audit. So my KYC background is completed. We'll also have the casino license in place. So there'll be 2 native token entries. So you can either use SolarFarm token, or you can deposit into the miner. Both will be considered forms of entries into different category of games, and can be used as a medium of exchange for the casino chips.
Do you already have a date in mind when the casino will be released?
No official dates confirmed. However, from the video, you can see that it's currently in development. So we're planning to release it in 4 stages. Phase 1 will actually be the farming interactivity. So all the stuff you can do on the DApp, it will be able to do in the metaverse. So in the video I sent, it will be in the upstairs part in the control room. You'll be able to compound, deposit BNB, and stuff within the metaverse. Phase 2, we're going to be bringing out our version of Crash and FOMO 3D into the casino. Phase 3 will be both roulette, lightning roulette version, as well as slot machines, and phase 4 will be the multiplayer poker.
Okay. I mean, I saw it kind of in the video, if I'm not mistaken, but it will be, how shall I say, it will not be like an online casino, a regular one. It will be like in a video game where you can enter actually the casino with your own character and play there.
Yeah. So you have a character that you walk around and play the casino with. You have your own sort of server room. So a player starts server, and you can bring in other players and your friends into you.
Is there any customization planned? Like you can buy clothes or in-game purchases?
So that's the plan for after we roll out the multiplayer poker, is that we plan to release sort of NFTs and customizable skins and assets. So you've got a bar area, we can have add some more utility there and things like that. But at the moment, our focus is on delivering the farm management scene of the metaverse, and bringing out the 2 games with flawless multiplayer logic and coding logic, and making sure everything is perfect on that front.
Mm-hmm. And will I just be able to be in a casino or somewhere else also? I mean, like, do you just plan to do the casino, or more like a whole world, let's say it like that?
So the metaverse we've created is our own metaverse, not in partnership with like Decentraland or anything like that. It's built by our own developers that we've hired. So it's our own metaverse, and once the casino is released, then we can look to sort of expand from there. But we sort of want to form our community's opinion on what they think we should do at the time, based on market conditions at the time. So that's quite far ahead. So I can't give you any exact plans, but the plans are to move into more so look to move into the NFT space, looking to add sort of that customizability, add some cool art, bring in artists to want to launch through a launchpad, things like that.
Would you say that the casino is more like an addition to the miners, or would you say you put kind of the focus on the casino in you?
So usually when it comes to projects, you need a whole development team to do stuff, right? However, our developer Zips, he's done everything himself. So V1 DApp, V1 contract, V2 DApp, V2 contract, all done by Zips in a matter of a few hours. Because of that, I've had the remaining budget to allocate to a whole metaverse development team. So because they're two separate development entities with Zips also overlooking the metaverse development, we're able to focus on both aspects at the same time. And to answer your other question, the casino is actually an integral part of making the miner sustainable. Because at the end of the day, the miner having TVL increase without always needing to add new investors is actually something that makes it not a Ponzi, because you have an external source of revenue, an external source of income. And that's one of our primary aspects when it comes to building sustainability within the project, as well as how we control our inflation.
Okay. And you're also starting a launchpad?
Yes. So our developer Zips has been working on a launchpad. The launchpad will essentially be like PinkCell, but a lot better. A lot better. We're offering a much better product than PinkCell. Now, how we do this is essentially we have a better series of hashing algorithms and sorts of better methods where, unlike PinkCell, who don't have an anti-bot, so a lot of PinkCell whitelists you can interact with directly with the blockchain contract, which means that bots usually get in ahead and see those pre-sales filled in rapidly, usually by the same person or people having access to a bot that can snipe the whitelist. Now, with our anti-bot system, this won't be the case. We also have cheaper fees and better security, because we'll actually, run through and offer KYC as a service and verification as a service, where Zips will both oversee and look into the contract as well as verify the background. The team will be verified with us and will run that background check. So essentially, with the launchpad, we're actually offering a much more robust product than PinkCell, and 50% of the launchpad's fees will go back to the miner. So that's our second source of revenue, where we're generating value external, so always requiring new investors, which will feed directly into the miner.
So you don't put a special focus on anything because everything comes together and supports each other.
Exactly, yeah. The miner, we've essentially built the miner. The miner is working great. We got to over 1,000 BNB in just over a week, which is rapid. We continue to grow in what's been a really poor market. When we launched this, Bitcoin was at 40,000. Now it's under 20,000, and we've still continued to grow. We've still got more people coming into our community every single day, more marketing being done. So the miner as a product is always being improved, but we've nailed it. Now the next thing is to focus on both the metaverse and the launchpad, which are both being worked on.
Mm-hmm. It's quite tough. There are a lot of launch pads out there. How do you plan to stand out amongst them?
Essentially, none of them really have anti-bot features that are quite as robust as us. So pretty much all of them, you can just have an anti-bot that can interact through the blockchain. We've got mechanisms in place where this isn't the case, and you can't bot through and snipe whitelist spots, so everyone gets a fair chance to enter a whitelist spot. So that's how we stay competitive and beat out other launch pads.
Is the launchpad already out there or still in development?
So the launchpad contract, I believe, has been completed. However, there are some final bug testing and things that we need to run through, and then so that we can expect a launch date in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Are you currently already talking to some projects about launching them, or is this something for the future when it's finished?
Yeah, we've secured a product that's going to launch us as a premier token. They're called CyberSphinx. So they'll be launching with us. I believe their developers are currently developing the dApp. Their contracts are finished, so that's where they're at. When they're finished, we'll be launching launching that project through our launchpad.
Okay. And what's your marketing strategy in general for the next few months, let's say?
So our marketing strategy has been, at the moment, just recruiting a lot of YouTubers, Twitter influencers, Telegram influencers who have actually come on, affiliated with us, partnered with us. So be one, carrying that on. Number two, we are one of the products who've done really, really well in a bear market. Now, products that do well in a bear market are the ones to invest in because they're the ones who are going to be the leaders coming into the bull market. We're going to leverage that to partner up with products that are in a similar stage to us in terms of they've done well in what's been an awful market, and they offer real utility and real synchronization with both of our products. So looking for those kind of products to partner up with. And then number three is getting on large celebrities. So as I mentioned earlier, we've got Wanda Nara, who has like 14 odd million followers on Instagram, wife of a footballer that plays with Lionel Messi. Getting people like that on board, that's also a critical part of our marketing strategy.
Question.
Okay. At the moment it worked out so far. Yet. Go ahead, sorry.
No problem, Bubble. A question about Launchpad. Will it be BSC only or multi-network?
Currently, it's only planned for BSC. However, we are looking to expand out to other blockchains. So when that takes place, we'll be launching products on other blockchains as well.
Do you already have some blockchain in mind?
So it's more so for our community to decide. Now, I think it would be rash to make a decision at this moment in time as to which blockchain to move to, because as you've seen, all these L1 blockchains really, really suffered in the bear market. Chronos, Phantom, AVAX have all suffered massively. However, we're going to more so look at that when we get to it and seeing and assessing what layer, what L1 is in the best place position for us to move to in terms of the quality of products, the quality of development teams, and how strong the community is. At the time we look to move to another blockchain.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll look forward to how you perform.
Brilliant, thanks.
Is there anything else, or shall we start with the questions if there are any left?
Off-topic question,
yeah.
perhaps.
We can start with the questions.
Perhaps an off-topic question. You said bear markets now. Do you really think that it's bear markets now, or the bloodbath is still incoming?
So in my opinion, it depends if you're talking about decentralized finance or the crypto market. In terms of decentralized finance, we've seen volume on DEXs go down a lot, and usually where volumes tend to struggle across DEXs, even on curve, that's usually an indicator of DeFi projects not performing very well, which has been the case. In terms of what you define as a bear market, really, in my opinion, we are in a struggling market for sure in terms of DeFi. And in terms of the larger assets, I would say it's more so that we're in an economic bear market as a whole, because Bitcoin's relative performance this year is not out of the ordinary compared to the large cap stocks. You know, you can look at all the blue chip tech stocks. They're also in a similar position, down 40 to 60%. So are we in an economic bear market? Yeah, it is the crypto bloodbath still continuing. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that the volume in decentralized finance as a whole is struggling. So that does put us in very poor market conditions.
Would you be surprised if you would see Bitcoin under 6?
Yeah, I would.
So, ja, Leute, wenn ihr irgendwelche Fragen habt, Pablo macht jetzt den Chat auf, dann immer her damit. Gerne auch auf Deutsch, dann übersetze ich. So, if you got any questions, guys, Pablo will now open up the chat for you. Just feel free to talk or write, and we'll answer them. It's always funny. Most of the questions come up straight after the AMA. Everyone is like answering. Everyone's so shy today. Questions? The question come up after which amount are you considered to be a whale?
So I believe at the moment, one of our development managers, DeFi Gorilla, is dealing with that. But at the moment, I believe it's approximately 20 to 25,000 solar panels is the criteria to get into the whale chat. But if you do have approximately that value, then do send a message to DeFi Gorilla, and he'll sort you out.
Okay, Carsten, I hope this answered the question. Micha is still typing. David is asking, what actually does the token have to do with the miners? So
the token has a transaction tax of 8%. 2% goes to an externally traded treasury. 3% goes to marketing, and 3% of the tax goes to the miner. The token is used as a casino exchange mechanism. So basically, you can exchange the token for casino chips. That's where its main utility lies. And through that, we create volume, and through the volume, we generate more fees for the miner.
Okay. Tian was saying that he's missing the calculator in V2.
Yeah, so a lot of the feedback from our community overall has been that the calculator can generally be quite confusing. So that's why I believe our developer Zips has removed it. It was through community requests really that people wanted a simple interface, and they were getting a bit confused with the figures and stuff. However, yeah, if you drop that suggestion in our chat, and a lot of people want the calculator, that's something that we could look into.
Okay. The next question. Micha was saying he got muted because he asked why he just got 0.01 BNB rewards for 1 BNB. He was 5 days in, and suddenly total volume got from 1100 BNB to 300 BNB. and his 1 BNB was 0. Then he saw V2 was coming, and he hoped as a V1 holder he would possibly get an airdrop, because he lost everything, and he was asking himself why, as a V1 holder, when he lost everything, he doesn't get an airdrop, and when he gets unmuted.
I'm not sure why you muted, because you'd have to DM the moderator, so DM DeFi Gorilla, and he would just check the message logs. Essentially, V1 is still being supported, and that's through the MetaVerse Casino. So V1 is still being supported. Essentially, the large drop in V1 that you saw, that's happened to every single miner out there. So, instead of a lot of the other mining products, they've died out, because what you experience in V1 happens with every single mining product. However, we took the feedback and we've improved it with V2. So that's what we've done. We've made the changes, and we again have gone to over 1,000 BNB in just 6 or 7 days, which has been pretty good.
Okay. Natasha was wondering which German YouTubers are you working with, and how is the RefSim system built up?
German YouTubers specifically, I'm not sure that'd be a question for Moneyfest. You can drop into our TG and ask at Moneyfest. The referral system essentially works where you get 10% of if you refer someone and they deposit, and they use your referral link, you get 10% off their deposit in BNB. So that's how the referral system works. So let's say you referred your friend, they deposited 10 BNB, you get 1 BNB, and to claim the 1 BNB, so initially your fresh value, your allowance would be 0. However, let's say that you do, your friend deposited 50 BNB, right? So your reward is 5 BNB from your 10% referral. If you deposit 1 BNB into the contract, your allowance is then 5 BNB, and you can take all 5 BNB. So that's how the referral system works. And just a quick example of how to illustrate it.
Okay, Mr. Steak has some interesting question. Is team planning on any doxing in the future or something like that?
Right. We're already doxed. We're already doxed with SAP audit.
Tian also wanted to know what's the best time schedule for compounding, every how much hours?
It's more so as frequently as possible to make use of the compounding bonus. The compound timer is you have to wait 90 minutes before you can compound again. So yeah, it's more so as frequently as possible. If you can try get those compounds in every 90 minutes, then you'll get ahead.
Okay. And how long is the project already running?
We've been out for around about 10 weeks now. So yeah, just over 2 months.
Okay. So I see some people tipping. It would be so easy. People weren't afraid to talk that much. Adam was wondering if the question already came up with V1. I'll answer him shortly. V1 ist noch nicht ganz, also V1 ist nicht tot. V1 wird dann durch die Gewinne im Metaverse Casino supported und soll dadurch neues Alltime machen, sage ich jetzt mal vom Total Volume. So V1 is not dead. The casino will support it when it comes out. And Tian mentioned every 90 minutes you can compound. So that's as frequently as possible, I guess.
Depends actually if your BNB holding allow it. Every compound, because every compound and such costs you a certain amount of BNB.
I mean, the gas is very, very cheap. So yeah, it's usually like under sort of 20 cents, depending on the network traffic, really. There's no cost in BNB other than just a normal transaction gas fee.
Basically, I get it, but I don't know, 100, 200, 500 compounds, it gathers up.
It does, but then there's also the compounding bonus. So again, if you're getting 15% bonus every single compound, that exponentiates a lot quicker than the gas fee does. But yeah, if your deposit is like super small, then maybe like $5-10, then perhaps the gas fee is something to worry about. However, because you get a compounding bonus, that usually offsets it, and that's why the system is in place.
Yeah, I noticed that because I know earlier today I was compounding like 0.256 BNB and it came a bit over 0.3, and I was wondering how heck.
Yeah, it's mainly the bonus really. So like it's essentially to reward people for staying loyal to the protocol, and you can only really do that in a miner because imagine if you're let's say a normal token like I don't know SHIB. How do you reward someone who's held SHIB without selling for 6 months? You can't. However, you can reward someone who's continued to compound without selling on a miner for a compound bonus. So it's just those kind of differences that you can do with a miner that you can't with a token. That's really why we were really interested in developing this product.
Cool, count me in. Even though I'm poor.
Hopefully that'll change soon.
Counting on you, Alex.
Next bull market.
Exactly.
Another question came up. Oh, sorry, Tian.
No problem at all. Well, basically, next bull market, I'm not expecting be in front of Halloween. I don't know, 2025 perhaps. But then some of my friends are TI analytics and such, and but then they're predicting Bitcoin 600K, 1 million and over.
Yeah, it's always possible. It just depends on the economic outlook as a whole. Bitcoin is still very liquid relative to other assets such as large chip stocks and stuff. So yeah, it's very easy for the price to have a wild upswing or a wild downswing. But on the whole, Bitcoin has performed immensely over the last decade. So hopefully that continues into the next decade.
Natasha was asking the avatars you can use in the metaverse. Where are they coming from? Do you have to buy them? Do you have to be a holder? How do you get them?
So the current metaverse will probably it will just feature player models that we've developed on 3.js. That will just be sort of standard avatars. However, as we introduce our customizable NFT skins and characters, more information on that sort of close to the release date because it's not really finalized. But it will usually, or most likely, be in the form of we'll be minting NFTs and we'll be holding whitelist spots based on either number of panels held or number of solar farm tokens held and those kind of constraints.
Okay, I hope this answers your question. Another question from Natasha. Quite a curious one, I have to say. What makes you stand out about already existing casinos? What's your unique selling point?
One, our USP is that one, we have a much better. So our ethos isn't to have more unfair, a bigger household. Our ethos is actually just to have a much higher volume. We'd rather have a 4-5% house edge and 500K a day volume than have a 10% house edge and like 50K volume a day. And you can tweak that because a lot of the games like Rubet's Crash or FOMO 3D, especially Crash, it uses modular maths to essentially program how many times it will just crash straight away. By tweaking things like that, we can actually improve the odds of the players, so driving more players into the ecosystem, but the volume generated will actually create equivalent, if not more, fees. So that I'd say is probably the standout feature, as well as the MetaVerse incorporation, which is really cool, and a more sustainable payout method and more sustainable tokenomics.
Okay, totally hilarious question. I'm in project around, I don't know, 2 months, probably from the beginning or something. Where's team's location and such? USA, Europe?
Various different countries. So I'm actually based in the United Kingdom, in England. However, we have members in the US. DeFi Gorilla, I believe, is in the US, in France, and a couple of Eastern Europeans based in Russia. They're primary sort of metaverse developers, and a Chinese developer as well.
So it's basically globally.
Yeah. I think most crypto products these days have sort of a global core team, and it's always good to have because, again, having a global core team means you have a better understanding of what's required to succeed in your regional community, and that's one of the reasons why we've done so well. We have a big sort of Chinese community that's coming in, sort of really big community from the States and things like that. So yeah.
Okay, any plans about the regional or Telegram communities?
At the moment, we're more so diverting all the traffic into our main Telegram channel. But yeah, we are currently constructing and planning on building sort of Russian community, Chinese community, Vietnamese, Eastern European, all that kind of communities sort of coming in, Telegram channels, Discord channels, and such.
Cool.
Any other questions left, guys? Now is your chance. Don't wait till the AMA is over again. It's always the same. I guess the next question is, when will the giveaway start? As usual. Yeah, so then I'd say we'll start with the giveaway. Will you join us with the giveaway, Alexander, or do you have anything you need to attend to?
I believe Zips needs to go into a call with Zips and the MetaVerse devs. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming into the AMA. If you do have any questions, do hop onto our Telegram. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for hosting this. Thanks.
Thanks for taking your time today, Alexander. It was a pleasure talking with you. If anyone still got questions, feel free to tag Alexander, someone from the team from Coination or from SolarFarm, and we will try to answer all your questions.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Wait, just a second. One question came up as usual. Which games will be available in the casino?
So initially, we're going to go with our version of Crash and FOMO 3D, really popular blockchain gambling games. Then it'll be Lightning Roulette and slot machines. And then finally, it will be a multiplayer poker with cash games and sit and go tournaments and such.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Since you are interested in gaming and such, I'm from Bolex.com exchange, no KYC. We support gaming. Perhaps we speak more about that, Alexander.
Yeah, if you drop Manifest or DeFi Gorilla more info, then they'll follow up on that.
And another question for myself. I don't know if it was Tian's question now because I didn't quite get it. Will I need a KYC to play in the casino?
No, you won't.
Okay, so you don't need any gambling licenses or something like that.
So we have a license. However, you don't need to KYC with us in order to play.
Okay, so then because everything works over cryptocurrency, that there is no. Nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
Then, once again, thanks for taking your time, Alexander, and I'll be looking forward to see where you get.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Have a nice evening.
And you. Yeah.
Thanks, Alexander. I've been on one or two AMAs before, but I believe today I got a few information more.
I didn't get you, Tian. What did you say?
No, I was saying thank you, Alexander. I was before in one or two AMAs of SolarFarm, but I believe I got some information more specific, detailed information today.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, if you still got some, just take him in the chat or write, and we'll do it.
No worries about me, buddy.
Oh, nice. I really have to say I love your accent here, and it's great. So, shall we start with the giveaway? Lasst uns mit dem Giveaway anfangen. Pablo, postest du mal den Randy? Pablo will now put Randy in the chat, and you just have to click on participate, and then one lucky winner will be picked. So just click participate in the chat now. Einfach jetzt im Chat auf Teilnehmen klicken und ihr seid dabei. Ich gebe euch mal wieder eine Minute oder so. Dauert eben ein bisschen. I'll give you a minute or so. It will always take some time. It's quite hard for me to know if I should speak English or German because I guess we are mixed up now. And the German fellas will understand English, but the English fellas will have a little hard time with German. So let's stay with this. So guys, giveaway still going. 18 participants. Take your chance to win 50 BUSD today at Coination. It's a pleasure to raffle some money to you guys. Everybody's so quiet today. It's a pity. I'm always talking to myself. Tian sent a voice message. Why don't you talk to me, my friend? So, did everyone click on participate? So guys, you still got time till 22.8. Till after 8 p.m. If you want to join, then we'll pick a lucky winner. So guys, Give War is soon to end. Don't worry, I'll clear the chat afterwards. Although it's kind of amusing, to be honest. Daniel wants to win. No. Not today, Ian is saying. So, now it's finally time. Pablo will now resolve the giveaway. So, Pablo, who is the winner? And the winner is the Blind Pilots. Congratulations, man. So, guys, thanks for joining the AMA today. And have a nice evening. If you got any questions, just hit us up as usual. Bye.